Hey class, it's a short week, so this week we're just going to focus on proportions and setting up proportions and solving using a table. So here is an example first. So proportions go along with ratios. If we say that the ratio of sugar to flour is 1 cup to 3 cups, which means for every 1 cup of sugar, we need 3 cups of flour. You can see in the table that if you're making cookies, then you will need 12 cups of flour for 4 cups of sugar. So in the table, the number of sugar cups is being multiplied by 3, essentially in each column. So you take the number of cups of sugar, and then that times 3 gives you the number of cups of flour that you would need, since it's a 1-to-3 ratio. So let's do an example. Use a table to solve each of the following problems. A ratio of boys to girls in the class is 2-to-4. If there are 20 girls in the class, how many boys are in the class? So boys to girls, the ratio is 2-to-4. Which means there are 2 boys to 4 girls. So number of boys is 2, number of girls is 4. So then if I double that, if I said that there is 4 boys, that means that there would be 8 girls because it's double. 2 boys, 4 girls. 4 boys, 8 girls. If you had 6 boys, there would be 12 girls. If there was 8 boys, there would be 16 girls. So there's always double the amount of girls than there are boys. 10, there would be 20 girls. And then 12 boys, there would be 24 girls. 14 boys, there'd be 28 girls. So the question was, if there are 20 girls in the class, how many boys are there? So the number of girls, when the number of girls equals 20, the number of boys equals 10. So the answer would be 10 boys. So I found 2-to-4 is the ratio first, and then I realized that I'm doubling it every time. If there's 2 girls, double is 4. If there are 4 boys, double that is 8 girls. So really I was taking the number of boys times 2 to get the number of girls to fill in that table. The ratio of pigs to goats in a field is 1-to-5. There are 15 goats in the field. How many pigs are there? So the ratio of pigs to goats is 1-to-5. So pigs to goats is 1-to-5. So you start by the table, you write 1-to-5, which means that the number of goats is 5 times the number of pigs, which means if there are 2 pigs, 2 times 5 is 10 goats. If there are 3 pigs, 3 times 5 is 15 goats. 4 pigs, 4 times 5 is 20 goats. 5 pigs, 5 times 5 is 25 goats. So however many pigs there are 5 times as many goats. So if there are 15 goats, that'd be right here. That means there are 3 pigs. So in the first one, it started with 2. So then every time I went to the next spot in the table, I counted by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. This one started with 1. So when I moved to the next spot in the table for number of pigs, I just counted by 1. So in this one, the ratio of pigs to animals is 1-to-10. So pigs is 1 to number of animals is 10. Since we're starting with 1 pig, I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So just counting by 1s there. And then I know that if it's 1 to 10, it's 10 times as many, because 1 times 10 is 10, which means that if there are 2 pigs, that means that there's 20 animals. If there was 3 pigs times 10, that's 30. 4 times 10 is 40. 5 times 10 is 50. 6 times 10 is 60. 7 times 10 is 70. So if there are 50 animals on the farm, how many pigs are there? If there are 50 animals, that's right here, which would mean that there are 5 pigs then. Okay, the ratio of Mexican restaurants to hamburger restaurants in town is 2 to 3. If there are 12 Mexican restaurants in town, how many hamburger restaurants are there? So Mexican restaurants is 2, hamburger restaurants is 3. This one is going to be a little different. So I'm going to say, since I can't decide 2 to 3, nothing times 2 equals 3. So I'm going to have to go horizontally this way, which means if I double the number of Mexican restaurants, so there was 2, now if I say that there's 4, so I'm taking 2 times 2, then you do the same thing, double the number of hamburger restaurants. 3 times 2 is 6. Then if we double the number of Mexican restaurants again, 4 times 2 is 8. Then we could double the number of hamburger restaurants again and get 12. And then you could still continue to do that, but this gives us our answer. Wait. If there are 12 Mexican restaurants in town, how many hamburger restaurants are there? Oh no, that doesn't work that way. This gives us 8 Mexican restaurants and 12 hamburgers restaurants. And then it'd be 16 and 24. Okay, so let's think about this again. Say if we do number of Mexican restaurants is 2, and then 4, and then 6, 8, and 10, and 12. I want to know when it is for 12. If there are 2 to 3, then that's 4 to 6. 2 to 6 is 3 to 9. So on the top I'm counting by 2s, and on the bottom I'm counting by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then this gives us our answer. So I had to approach that problem a little bit differently. So on the top, I counted by 2s. I added 2 every time. And the bottom, I counted by 3s. So that when there are 12 Mexican restaurants, there are 18 hamburger restaurants. You can see the pattern up here too. I'm counting by 1s on the top, and I'm counting by 10s on the bottom. So that's essentially the same pattern. This one I was counting by 1s on the top and 5s on the second row. This one I'm counting by 2s on the top and 4s on the second row. So they all kind of follow that similar pattern as well. All right, now answer the questions in the following answer the questions following this video for today's homework, and then have a good long weekend.